Oh my gosh, I exactly have 46 minutes.
กล้องตัดตรงอลิสา
That should be enough, I guess.
แล้วก็เห็นหน้า
Okay,
สันวา
let's
นิช
start. Good morning.
เดี๋ยวต่อ
Okay, I hope this thing works. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is a continuation of your discussion about static electricity, obviously, because current electricity is also a type of electricity. But before we start, can I have a short review about static electricity? What do you guys know and remember about static electricity? It's painful.
It's caused by the balancing of electrons.
How does static electricity actually work? Any idea? Still remember what I discussed
Static
yesterday?
electricity is an electric charge held by an insulator.
Insulator, very good. And what's the main culprit, or what's the main energy used for static electricity? What's the main character for static electricity to work?
Negative charge.
Negatively charged particles,
Yes.
namely, what is it called?
Ion.
Guys? Okay, good. Now let's proceed to your chapter 18, which is all about electrical quantities. In this chapter, we'll discuss about current, electricity, how it works, and its properties. Okay, to start, let's have your objectives. Okay, never mind the right side. Let's just focus on this side of the slide. So we have number one, state the current is related to flow of charge. Number two, use and describe the use of an ammeter, both analog and digital. Unfortunately, we don't have digital. We only have analog ammeters. Okay, so I have here two types of measuring device. One is for measuring current, and the other one is using for measuring what? Voltage. Okay, and lastly, state that current in metals is due to flow of electrons. Question: what do you guys know about current electricity? Any idea about current electricity? It flows continuously compared to static electricity. What else? Is it highly
It's dangerous.
is it more dangerous than static electricity?
Yes.
Okay, stronger because it's what? A continuous flow. To start, let's have the circuit. Okay? In the following chapters, we'll be discussing about circuit diagrams, but for now, let us have an example of it. In this diagram, what do you guys see? What does this stand for? Or mean? What does this symbol stand for? It's the starts with L. Okay, it's the lamp. What about this thing? Switch. Okay, and this one? The battery. Or what's the actual name for battery? Do you know what battery stands for?
Power cell.
Series of cells. Okay, actually this here is called your cell. Okay, when two or more cells are connected in series or together in series, they are now called your battery. Okay, when two cells connected together, it's called your battery. If only one cell, that is cell. Understood? So in this case, what is this? It's a cell. Why? It's only one. One what? What terminal is this? What do you call this terminal here? Which one is positive, which one is negative?
Positive.
This here is called your positive terminal of your circuit. While this one is the negative terminal of your circuit. Okay. Now we have a complete circuit. We have the source of energy. We have the resistor, lamp, or any devices connected in a circuit is known as your resistors. Okay. In this case, our resistor is a lamp, and then a switch. Now let's start with this. What's the main reason or main function of your cell? To power your circuit. What about the lamp?
The circuit works.
Okay, to check if the circuit works, and the switch is for
Cutting it off or on.
okay, cutting the circuit or connecting the circuit. When I say switch on, it means the circuit is closed or open. Okay, is this closed or open?
Close.
Close, switch. Okay, if the switch is now connected, it is called open. What? Again. What do you call this? When the circuit is not connected, when switch are not connected, it's called your close or open. It's called open. It's called open for what reason? It's open. Open means off or on? Off. Okay, if you close it this time, what is it called? Close switch. And it means the circuit is on. Okay? Clear? Now we're done with the initial part of this circuit, which is all about the use, the function, and the names. Okay, can I read it? Alright, let's proceed with how does your cell powers your lamp. Okay, back in the days, okay, if you still remember the person who discovered static electricity, his name was Frankenstein. Starts with a B. Okay, Benjamin Franklin. Okay, Benjamin Franklin actually discovered he was the first person to discover electricity, which is actually during the Greek mythology and Greek time, there's a lot of people already started to study and experiment about electricity, but Benjamin Franklin was the one to present it and was able to come up with ideas about how current actually works. So static electricity works similarly to your current electricity. So it was him who discovered this. But in addition, we also have Mr. J.J. Thomson. Who's familiar with J.J. Thomson? You should know this guy.
J.J. Thompson. Yeah.
J.J. stands for
George.
Johnson. Close.
John.
Huh? John what? John or Johnson? John. Which one? Johnson. Thomson. Okay? What did he discover? If these guys discovered static electricity, also conventional flow. What about Mr. JJ? That's where E.
Electric flow.
Electric direction. Okay, he discovered electrons. Kind of accidentally, but eventually they were able to see through how electrons flow using some device, special device called the electron beam. Okay, are you familiar with electron beam? From the word itself, electron. It shoots what? Beams of electrons. And they were able to find out that the electrons are actually, or J.D. Thomson also discovered that electrons actually flow in the circuit and not what? Okay? Not the positive or the positive charges flows to negative. Okay? So first let's start with conventional flow. According to Benjamin Franklin, the flow of your current or electricity in a circuit starts or begins at the positive terminal, or high flow to low flow. High flow means what? Why is positive high flow and negative low flow? We always think that positive is good and negative is bad, right? Okay, let me give you an example. If this is a jar filled with water, okay, and there's a faucet here, okay, when you turn it or you turn it and open it, water will flow, right?
Yes.
It starts from what level? Higher to
Lower.
lower level. Same goes with this idea. That's why it's called conventional flow. The usual way how things behave. It flows from higher ground to lower grounds. That's why we come up with the idea of how current flows in a circuit from positive to negative. But eventually, because of J.D. Thomson, they discovered that it's not actually in that manner. The thing is, the electrons are actually responsible for current flow. And it is opposite direction to your what? Conventional flow. Here's an example. Okay? Electrons actually flow from negative terminal to the positive terminal, opposite to the conventional flow. So basically, this was proven wrong. But nowadays, we still use what? Conventional flow. For what reason? They have already made and invented during those days, during conventional flow, they've already made the batteries, okay, where they explain that the flow of current is from positive to negative. So it won't be, it's a term. It won't be practical for them to change positive to negative and negative to positive, right? Also, it doesn't matter the direction or what type of thing is flowing in the circuit, because it doesn't affect your what? Your mathematical formulas when it comes to solving current and your what? Voltage in the circuit. This is how the formula looks. We have I for current, V for velocity, and R for resistance. Are you familiar with this? Okay, not yet. Anyways, after this, we'll proceed with talking about the first formula in this chapter. Okay, N stands for current. Okay. V, voltage. And R equals to resistance. In a circuit, there's voltage, there's resistance, and there's current flow. Okay? In this case, what is the current flow? Current flows from where? Which one would you use? Conventional or electron flow? Conventional, because at the very last part of your subject physics, we're also going to focus on conventional flow and in terms to direction of what? Direction of field, direction of force, and direction of what? Current when it comes to motors. Okay. Alright, moving back to the topic. What are again the two types of current flow? We have the positive to negative, it's called your conventional. Negative to positive, it's called your what? Current flow. Negative to positive.
Electron.
Electron flow. So when you remove batteries from your car, which is the safest way to do? Remove negative first or positive first?
Positive first.
Try positive first.
Wrong.
Why?
Why did you remove the same time?
Why would you remove them at the same time that you remove one?
Yeah, the same time. What happened?
Well, it might break or short circuit your car's computer. Okay. Now, going further with your electron flow, let's have a thorough explanation of how it actually works. Like this. When it comes to electrons in your conductors, what or how would you describe it? How would you describe it? It is what? Can move freely. What about insulators? They're fixed. Okay? So that's the good thing about conductors, and that's why current flow works better with conductors. Why? Because they have freely moving electrons. And you know electrons is responsible for current flow. What is it called again? Electron flow. What's the other? Flow. From positive to negative? Conventional flow. Remember that. Okay. Now, whenever your conductors or wires connected to a battery or a cell, what happens? These electrons are being pushed. Pushed in the what? Push where? Push within the circuit. Okay? The actual reason why a circuit works because of a conductor. Without conductors, it won't work. You get it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's smack you. Okay. Now, who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for making these electrons flow, okay, in a manner from negative to positive terminal? Normally, they would just stay in one part, just moving around. But when it's connected to a cell or battery, these electrons will now flow accordingly. Something must been, something must have been doing this in purpose. And what is that? Okay, do you still remember the three things I've written? What does I stand for?
Insulator.
Current.
Current. V,
Voltage.
voltage.
Resistor.
And R,
Resistor.
resistance. Okay. That resistor causes it to have resistance. Okay. Now, what do you think is the purpose of the current? To power that lamp. What about resistance? What's the purpose of resistance in a circuit?
Brings down the voltage.
Okay, lowers down the flow of your, or adjusts the current flow. And what is the voltage? If current is responsible for powering your lamp, what is the voltage? You would normally see in a transformer or in a this power station that says danger, high voltage, and not danger, high current. Why is that?
Voltage to actual power.
And what is voltage?
How intense? No, voltage to the actual power.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. Do you know the other name for voltage? It's called EMF. EMF stands for
Electromagnetic.
electromotive
Force.
force. It's called a force, but it's not a force actually. Okay? It's not like force that we are normally know. Okay? It is called force because it acts as a what? It acts as someone who pushes. Okay? Voltage is responsible for these electrons to flow in the circuit. So in a way, it's like a force that pushes your current to flow. Understood? That's the main function of voltage. The current is the energy, but without voltage, this energy will not flow in your circuit. Okay? And because of resistance, the circuit or the flow of current and voltage in the circuit can be controlled. If there's more resistance in the circuit, what will happen to the lamp? Turn on or becomes dimmer, less bright. Okay, that's correct. If you add 2 more lamps here, what will happen? What do you think will happen if there's an additional lamp? What is that sound? If there's an additional lamp here, what do you think will happen to the lamp? Less bright, yes. That is because of resistance. How many resistance do we have now? 2. 2 lamps. Means less current flow and less voltage flow. Clear? Then what does electrons have to do with current?
What?
What does electron flow have to do with current then? Current flow.
Or acceleration.
Huh? Do you know what's the other name for electron?
The other name for electron.
Yes.
As the electron flow or as the
As like molecule.
Electronegative.
Negatively charged particles. Short and call it charge. This charge, okay, when they pass through a point, okay, or rate of charge is known as your current. Rate of charge is equals to current. Meaning to say the numbers of electrons passes through a point, okay, is translated into current. Understood?
Yes.
Good. Then I move. Do you have now the idea on how current actually works? It's due to electron flow. Alright, moving forward. Okay, so we have flow of charge is called an electric current, and the higher the current, the greater the flow of charge. As what I've mentioned, these electrons pass through a point, and they are called charge, and then the rate of charge is called your current. Now let's proceed to the next part if you don't have any questions. Now let's talk about this. Current has a unit called ampere. In short, it's called amps. Who's familiar with ampere? Person discovered the unit for current is called ampere. Anyways, the main focus of this part is for you to know and understand how they measure current. Okay? By means of using what? What do you call it? Ammeter. Okay, we have digital and we have analog. But we only have digital available in the lab, so we're just going to use digital ammeter. So how does it work? So first things first, you need to know how to connect them in a circuit. So to connect your ammeter in a circuit, you need to connect it in a manner which is they're connected end to end. What do you call this type of circuit? Connected end to end, what type of circuit is that? Series. Very good. That's also there. Okay, when you connect ammeter, it should be connected in series. Can you connect ammeter inside as well? Is it possible to connect on this side of the circuit? Yes or no? Yes. Why? Is that in series? Yes. If I put lamp here, and I connect ammeter here, is that possible as well? Yes. Now, here's a good thing about connecting ammeter in a series circuit. Okay? Either ways, either side, your reading would always be the same. If this is 1.5 amps, this is 1.5 amps as well. Understood? The reading here is also 1.5. Clear?
Yes.
Now, let's test this theory. If it's actually correct or real, if that the reading on this side of the circuit or anywhere in the circuit, as long as connected in series, the reading would be the same. Okay? To test, I will request 2 or 1 individual to volunteer here in front. Jaden and
on it.
Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, brothers for life, isn't it?
This isn't final selection.
It's random.
Oh my god, best.
Come on.
Very, very random.
Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, I'll assist you. I hope this lab is, works because I haven't checked that. Okay, so we just need, I already connected your power supply to all parts. Okay, maximum of 5 volts. Okay, I think you can read this, please. Is that 2.5 to 6 volts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure? Okay,
Yes.
in times I can't read it, so yeah. This lamp is what?
It says 2.5 and 6.
2 point, okay. Let's check the lamp then. I hope this is 6 volts. Does it say anything about 16 volts? No, it doesn't. Anyways, if it explodes, don't worry. We have insurance.
Okay.
No, it's not going to explode. It's doing that. The lamp will just break. The lamp will just break into, you know, the inside will just break. It won't harm you. Okay, 5 volts should be good. Alright, so here we have. Okay, hold that, hold this. Then take it together. No, just kidding. We have a switch, we have
You
a
all did that too. You all
switch, a lamp, connect. So how does it work, or how do you make the circuit? So imagine the transformer is your power supply. Look at the circuit. Where do you connect positive terminal and where do you connect the negative terminal? For sure. Positive is the long one.
So this is.
Do you want to switch or do you just connect it directly to the lamp?
You want to switch?
You want to switch?
Yes, we want to
Okay,
switch.
but this one is also a switch anyways.
No, we want to switch.
Okay,
Yeah.
so connect this to a switch. Let me give you another lamp. I mean the wire. Okay.
This like is like, oh,
Yep.
good.
Or do you connect it? Do this. Connect it. Connect here.
Yeah. Negative?
Yep.
This goes here.
Yes. Okay, let's try if it explodes.
Wait, it's not staying still.
Which is on?
Turn on. Okay, turn on.
Oh, that's
Ooh, that's not.
Alright, now you have the circuit, but the problem is you didn't connect your what? You did not connect your ammeter. So how do you connect your ammeter? Go. Connect your ammeter. Just remove one thing and then connect it. You can see. Let's try and use 5 amps right away. So one is negative, one is positive. So which one is negative? Connect this here. Okay. This is negative, right? Connect that negative. Okay, this one goes to positive, positive, negative. Okay, let's try it first.
I don't think that's right.
Turn off. This one is which one?
it's off.
Maybe or maybe this is broken. It's broken. This is broken. Maybe my ammeter is broken. Do you have? it.
Yeah, but it's on. Reverse. So off is on.
Right, let's connect it directly. Turn off. Without the lamp. See, without the lamp, what will be your reading?
That works.
Okay, read it.
So
3.2. It's on the fly part. So it's
what's that?
3.4 amps. Okay. What is the problem was this number. Okay, let's connect it without the ammeter. So.
Maybe it's just a one. Maybe this is just a bad wire.
Yeah, maybe.
That's like a little difference. So I changed the wire. Or switch this wire and see if that will work.
Okay, let's direct it since there's a switch there.
I like the switch. Can we use this one? Can we use this? Not using the switch anymore. Ooh, that's cool.
Good. What's the reading? Let's change it here. Okay, 0.5 is now 0.44. 0.44. Let's try. 0.44. Let's try and move this to the other side. So basically, like here. Like this here. Moving it to the left, from left side now to the right side. Okay, hold on. Again. Hold on. It was working, but yeah. Anyways, what was your reading? What? Please keep your balls.
Wow. Since it's on the so it won't be able to see
Life is not much anymore.
yeah, I don't think
Did it die?
maybe for example. That's quick.
Maybe this is loose.
It's right.
Guys, you can't really keep your phones away. You just start carrying it. Should die. Hold this please.
Is this your phone?
Change it.
Oh, it's like this.
Four teachers watched you all this video. What?
Teacher, you have a real short.
Oh.
Oops,
You will hear
my
me saying that in the video.
oops, my general hubby can hear my thought. Oh, they can hear me saying that.
So someone just sit there and just watch that.
Oh, Sandra.
Right, take your seat. Let's continue. It's gonna be short break and then pause the video for a bit.
No, you can sit.
Imagine. Okay, let's continue. Continue our discussion. So we're now this part again. Your ammeter is connected in a series, okay, where end part of your ammeter is connected to the other part of your lamp. Okay? Again, it will be connected in any position, and the reading will always be the same. This is how your series works when it comes to ammeter. Okay? It's always the same in any position. Next. Okay, what if the connection is in this manner? What do you call this circuit? It's called
parallel circuit.
parallel circuit. How do you describe the circuit?
There's many
Side by
parts of it,
side by side, while the series is connected end to end. In this case, your reading would be different. Let's say, for example, this here is 3 amps. Okay? And let's say that each lamp has or have the same voltage and the same what? Resistance. So your reading here would be 1 amp, 1 amp, and 1 amp. And if you sum all of these three, you'll end up having 3 amps. That's how your ammeter works when it comes to what? Parallel circuit. Okay? Just imagine that all of these lamps have the same resistance and same voltage. Okay? So you'll end up having what? Your current distributed to each one of these lamps. Now, based on that idea, which type of circuit do you think would give you more power? I mean, brighter lamps. Series or parallel? Series or parallel? Series or parallel? The answer is parallel. Okay. We're missing one thing here. What is that? What are we missing? What are we missing? Okay, let's say this is 12 volts. Okay? We are missing voltage here. Okay? If we have 3 lamps for each type of circuit, we have 3. Each of these lamps will receive how much when it comes to voltage? How much do you think? 4 volts. It's actually 12 volts each. Okay, so now here's the idea. Even though the current is not big enough, but the voltage is the reason of this current to flow more in the circuit. So with that, okay, your lamp will become brighter in what? Parallel compared to your series. In the other hand, in series, it's quite the opposite. Though each part of the lamp will get and receive the same amount of current, but each of these lamps will receive what? How many volts? Or how many voltage would this lamp receive? If there's 2 lamps, how many volts would this lamp have? 6. This one is also 6. So which one is brighter? 12 volts or 6 volts? 12 volts. If you add more lamp here, let's say this ammeter is lamp, what will be the total voltage each lamp receive? If there's 3 lamps, how many voltage will each lamp receive? This time, each of them will receive 4. So, the higher or the more lamp you have connected in the circuit, the lesser voltage you will receive in each. Understood? What if you add 10 lamps in a parallel circuit? 10. Let's just imagine there's 10 of them. Would it still shine as bright as 1, 2, or 3?
Yes.
Yes, but what's the difference then? If that's the case, then what's the disadvantage of parallel circuit compared to
More
series?
energy.
More energy is
Needed.
used and needed. And in that case, your battery will drain faster compared to series. Clear? Good? Alright. Let's see what else we have here. Alright, I already mentioned about this. Okay, I think that ends our first lesson about this chapter. But before we proceed with your break, let's have a work book activity. Turn and get your books on page Just one page. Okay? Right, chapter 18, page, where are you? Page 177, only one page. All about conductors, insulators, and stuff. Go, Kathy and Lisa, are absent? Why?
The son has to go to Bangkok as
Okay, start now. We still have 4 minutes left for one page. Page 177. Okay, if you're finished, we can have early break as well. As soon as you're finished, we get to go because it's almost time.
3 minutes left.
Yes, so do it now so we can finish.
มึงมาร้องไห้ทำไมอะ
Yes. Okay, you graduated? False.
Oh, all we have to do is pick and
Yes.
describe.
That's it.
Yeah, we did it.
Which one? You're done? Okay, please put your books there. Alright. Right, that's something now. Put it in the locker, I'll just put it in the paper. Alright, before you go for break, let's end it with thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Right.
You.
Take the back.
Is it all?
No, not yet. Okay, just leave it. Okay, you can